Welcome to episode 137 of the Filthy Casual MMA podcast. I'm Dr. Evil Genius. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I got this idea to have an MMA themed podcast for you guys today because there is no UFC Fight Night or numbered pay-per-view. So there's so much stuff going on in MMA that I figured that you guys might appreciate us having a little bit of a discussion about the things that we've seen and the things that we will see in the near future. So I figured you guys might want to hang out with us today for a little while. And we're going to start with what will be on the thumbnail, but we're going to talk about what happened at UFC 306 to start. And we'll get some of your feedback, your takeaways from last weekend's event. Kratos is here. How you doing, buddy? He says, howdy, y'all. Seditionalist came over today from the other live stream. So that's cool. Seditionalist with the comment of the stream so far. DEG is a fast eater. If you saw how much I had to eat before popping up here live today, you would see just how true that is. I'm going to... Oh, shit. Oh, no. Come on, camera. Oh, fuck me. This fucking camera. Alright, we got a camera issue. Hold on. Camera issue.
Well, at least I can still hear you.
Yeah, I went to just adjust the angle, and it was just like, nope. Oh, webcam here. Let's... Oh, wait, that's not the actual webcam. That's the folder. Video capture device. Let's try this to start. Okay.
Well, why don't you hide him and put it back?
Alright, it's a little bit, is this frozen? There's no way this can be frozen. Oh no, it seems like,
Please hold, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about the, It seems like, Streamlabs is, kind of freezing up a little bit. Okay, now let's get this back together. Oh, it's gone. Sorry guys, just kind of hold on a little bit while I figure out.
The computer is like, WTF. We're not supposed to be streaming.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, y'all.
I mean, usually we have mic issues, so, you know, this is new.
Yeah. Not understanding why the camera hub is not working properly. Oh, God. I'm so annoyed. Unplug it again. Replug it again.
He says, that's what you get for being a slow eater and taking your time. Alright. And we'll try this again.
Oh my God. Does not seem like The system wants to cooperate right now. Sorry about this, guys. Really did not anticipate this would be an issue today.
It normally just works.
Yeah.
What if you put up one of the other modes instead of the one cam? Go to the UFC.
Nah, the camera's not even on, so yeah, I don't think that this is
Yeah. We're trying that.
yeah, we're trying our best over here. This wow, that other app didn't even start up. Oh, Camera Hub. Had to end that task. Let's try to start it again. All right, now, okay.
Woo! Things are happening.
Okay, yeah, we're finally getting this back together.
Hold
Sorry, guys.
And
Gonna turn that off for a second. See if this will actually pop up again. Nope, still not there. Still not available. Oh wait, that's not the thing there. Okay. All right, so the camera is working. It's just not working with Streamlabs at this very moment. That's the problem that we're having. I don't want to have to start the stream over, but we might have to start the stream over, which is some bull-ish.
just click on something else in the meantime. Just make it cycle through.
Oh, this is so frustrating. Let's turn that off. Let's do that.
Facecam Pro.
Finally, looks like I can click on this again. All right, we're getting close to a resolution here. Technical difficulties always suck.
Yay!
Finally, good God. Goodness gracious. All right, so back to our regularly scheduled.
fashion.
Yeah, I just really wanted to adjust the camera angle so that the angle
Stop
is better.
touching it! Don't touch it anymore. Don't touch it. I'll put in the comments later. The stream actually begins
Yeah.
at the 15-minute mark.
I guess you could say in a way that's a good segue, because when we first started watching UFC 306 during the early prelims, it did not look like it was as technologically advanced as they were billing it, because of the graphics. It turned out to be graphics, but it just looked like the inside of.
Well, they did so well on the graphics
Yeah.
that we didn't realize those were the graphics, and we
Right.
thought that it was actually the interior of the building.
Right. So it's like.
with two separate screens up.
So like
And
the
it turned out to be
sphere,
graphics.
like the cool part of the sphere was the screen on the outside of the arena.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, what the fuck?
yeah, it was just like, why?
We're deep into it. What the fuck is this? I can curse.
Yeah, but then like, as they went from the early prelim, that one fight, to the prelims, and then into the main card, like you started to really see what they had going on there. I was extremely impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I really could not really believe that it looked that good as far as the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
It was even now, just thinking back on it,
Yeah.
it's still very hard to believe that they were able to create something. Like, I can see why it cost Dana and company $20 million. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, a lot of people are saying, well, it was so good that you have no choice but to do it again. Now, Dana White was very clear that the only reason why they had to do UFC 306 at the Sphere is not because they wanted to, but because, according to Dana, and take this with a grain of salt, y'all, according to Dana, they were not prioritized by MGM, who run the T-Mobile Arena, because most of the time, if there is a major Las Vegas UFC event, it's at the T-Mobile Arena.
Okay.
Well, that is run by MGM, and they have a contract with MGM when they do their pay-per-views in Las Vegas that they happen at T-Mobile. Well, they wanted to have UFC 306 at T-Mobile, but MGM had given that date away to somebody else already.
Okay.
So obviously Dana White wasn't happy with that. So they, even though they have a contract and they gave that date away, it's like, well, you have to allow us to do something. So that's how they ended up at the Sphere. So when Dana says this is a one-time thing, I believe that there are two reasons why. One, it cost them $20 million to put on that event. And the second thing was they actually have a contract with MGM, and according to Dana, MGM has been treating the UFC like garbage for the last 23 years.
Okay.
So I know that there's no lifetime contract, right? So if there's no lifetime contract between the UFC and MGM, why are you allowing them to treat you like shit for the last 23 years? I don't understand how that's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, and in Vegas, don't you have, I think that you have other options for hosting a big event. Maybe not a place with as many seats as the T-Mobile Arena.
But you know Dana likes that money, though.
I know, but it's Las Vegas, and while I've never been there, it seems like the type of city where lots of big events happen because they have large concerts that go on, people who have residency there, you know, artists. There has to be other places they could do it.
Right. Also, you know, they have a new football stadium there, and they're going to have a new baseball stadium there. I mean, there's going to be so many options. It's not like they have a lot of bad weather days where it rains super hard all the time.
I mean, WWE successfully holds events at football stadiums.
Right.
A couple of times a year.
Right. So, you know, I do think that Dana and company will have more options when it comes to large, you know, events. You know, maybe, you know, International Fight Week, or the next time they do Noche de UFC. I think that they have a lot more options. I just don't understand, like, if you're saying that, you know, the people that run the T-Mobile Arena are such douches and they treat you so bad, then how have you allowed them to do that to you for 23 years if you're the vaunted Dana White and you don't let anybody dictate to you anything? I thought that's, you know, that's what he sells everybody on, right?
Right.
So it's a really weird type of dichotomy that you're seeing. I don't even understand. And the thing is, you're publicly talking shit about the company that you have this long-term contract with, and then it's like, well, are you going to end up signing another deal with them? How many deals have they signed? And if they've been treating you like garbage the whole time, why did you renew these contracts? So that was a really weird thing, but I really wish that Banner was here because I do want to address David Banner. Maybe he'll watch on the flip side.
Maybe. Or he might pop in late.
You know, David Banner, I guess he took like a lot of pride because I guess he wanted to see people mad that Sean O'Malley lost because he has some grudge against Sean O'Malley. And, you know, I do want to talk about the issues that I actually had with the fight. I didn't have a problem necessarily with Sean O'Malley losing. He did not look good in the fight. He looked a lot like Israel Adesanya when he lost the belt to Strickland. He didn't have any of that bravado. He tried to seem like he was really relaxed going into the cage, but he didn't look like the normal Sean O'Malley coming in. Dana said after the fight that he thought that Sean looked flat, and I have to agree.
Yeah. Apparently he had surgery after.
Oh no, he's got a surgery scheduled because apparently he came in with a torn labrum. But one of the things that I have to give him credit for, and then take it away from him. So you have to give Sean O'Malley some credit that he said no excuses, had a great weight cut, I had a great camp, no excuses. Yes, I have to have the surgery, but no excuses.
Right.
But then he kind of messed that up with the whole I'm still undefeated type of BS, and it's like, dude.
Oh yeah, he was trying to talk about
the Sean O'Malley, you know, commission. Oh, and I won 2 of the last 3 rounds, and it's just no,
you lost.
And the thing is, I don't understand how
I wanted you to win, but you lost.
I don't understand how. I thought it was a bad scorecard. 2 48-47s. I mean, again, and the thing is, one of the things that I did was I peeped who were going to be the judges for the fight. I'm just like, there's going to be some fuckery. And as much as I would have wanted to see him win, why did I want to see him win? Because he's an entertaining fighter to watch, right? So, you know, one of our long-term viewers was like, yeah, I just want to see you guys upset. For one, I don't understand why you want to see us upset. And 2, we're not upset. Well, you might have been upset because O'Malley lost, but that wasn't really why I was upset. For me, I'm upset because I watched Valentina sniff the crotch of her opponent. That was a problem for me.
Yeah.
Did I want Valentina to win? Absolutely. Did I want to see her pull a blonde Brunson? Hell no. That was ugly. She should really be ashamed of herself. I have the same criticism. And again, I've never really been a Bilal Muhammad fan. But when Bilal Muhammad took the easy way out by laying on top of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, it made me not want to watch him fight anymore. Especially when you look at how he beat up Sean Brady when Sean Brady was undefeated. He made Sean Brady look like a regional fighter that didn't belong in the UFC. And then like 2 of his next 3 fights, he just lays on top of people.
Yeah.
I didn't like when Usman hugged up Masvidal up against the side of the cage. Oh, I'm going to step on your feet. Oh, I'm going to hit you with my shoulder. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So even the fighters that I do want to win, my criticism are going to be the same if within the context of professional fighter, you took the coward's way out. I love Valentina Shevchenko. I believe that she should have had the belt because she beat Grasso. In the first fight, she made a mistake. The second fight, she clearly beat Grasso. And then in the third fight, it's like, okay, you want to make sure you get the belt, but to lay and pray, Valentina, you're better than that. Let's talk to Dan Jensen. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, Dan.
Dan Jensen says, I don't give a shite about Sean O'Malley, But I really do not like Merab being a champ. That's not fighting. Nobody likes Merab. That is the point. Mm-hmm. And I think Banner was missing the point. He was so excited and so exuberant that the guy that beat his shitty fighter lost. But it's like, dude, okay, you don't like O'Malley because he beat your shitty fighter. Well, you don't like half the UFC because everybody beats your shitty fighter. Mm-hmm. Because Marlon Vera doesn't want to fight until the last round of the fight. Whose fault is that? Mm-hmm. And then we had to watch O'Malley pull a Marlon Vera and didn't start fighting until the 5th round.
Yeah.
Right? So my annoyance with Marlon Vera is the same annoyance that I ended up having with O'Malley. This is not about whether O'Malley wins or loses. This is about having a bunch of lay and pray crotch sniffers holding the titles in all the divisions. Do you really think with the power and the striking acumen of Manon Fiorot that Valentina's not going to pull a lay and pray the next time?
Yeah.
We know Bilal's going to employ a lay and pray. Like, we know that, well, you got to have to give the 155 champ,
look it up real quick. Google's up.
You guys know who I'm talking about. The Habib Light, right? Islam Makhachev. Thank you, Dan. Islam Makhachev does employ a heavy wrestling game plan, right? Mm-hmm. We accept it because he looks for finishes.
Right.
He will GMP you to death. He will submit you.
Right.
He'll or sometimes he'll knock you out on the feet. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's different than being a blanket.
Right. Like, we just saw him kick the bowling ball off of Alexander's shoulders. Mm-hmm. Like, who does that to Volkanovski? Just kick the bowling ball right off his shoulders, right? So you gotta give him some credit in that he looks for finishes. Khabib looked for finishes. So we tolerated their fight style because they went and hunted for finishes, and we didn't have to sit there for 25 minutes and watch them lay on. I mean,
even Herb Dean was tired of it.
Yeah,
of the lack of, like, the commentators during the fight couldn't understand why Herb Dean was.
So it was like he said work,
and he kept saying work, and it's because it was so one-sided that had he stopped the fight, I mean, he could have just stopped the fight and be like, O'Malley, you're not even fighting. Like, you're standing there. No,
I think that he wasn't talking to O'Malley. He was talking to Merab. Because Merab was
barely
just
doing anything.
He wasn't doing. He would just lay on top of Sean and not do anything.
Like, but even standing up when Merab was doing stuff and O'Malley was barely moving.
Yeah, he was frozen.
Yeah.
Like Elsa.
So, yes, exactly. So Herb Dean is like, work, and the commentators are like, why are you telling them to work? Because only one person is doing something and the other one is just standing there like a fucking totem pole.
But at the point when he told them to work, it was Merab laying on top of Sean and not looking to do any.
Times.
Yeah, he said it. So like, the thing is, again, people keep forgetting, and this is where I gotta give Lutch a lot of credit. The Indian Jesus, go check him out, the whole bit, okay? Where I have to give Lutch credit is like, dude, we understand that it's supposed to be fair because it's supposed to be a legitimate sport, but there is a prize fighting component to MMA and boxing. And you can't keep giving me, as a matter of fact, Shakur Stevenson had this whole blow up with Cameron and Mace of the Is What It Is podcast. And they have this whole blow up, and it's like, yo, everybody's falling asleep while you're fighting. Do you think that you're going to be able to command 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 million a fight if nobody wants to watch you in the ring?
Yeah.
Right? Yes, you won the fight. Yes, nobody is disputing that you won. Does anybody want to watch you win? That's the question. So I find myself, and you guys tell me in the comments section if I'm bugging, but I find myself less tolerant of Islam Makhachev's fighting style because now we've got Shevchenko, we've got Merab, we've got Bilal Muhammad, and now we're starting to collect lay and pray people. I don't want to pay 80. The pay-per-views cost too much.
Really just a heavyweight thing. It was mostly a heavyweight thing before.
But even with the heavyweight, it was just kind of like when we watched Derek Lewis versus a Curtis Razor Blades, right? We knew that it was either going to be lay and pray. And this is another thing. Even though Curtis Blades has the knockout power to be a champion at heavyweight, do you think anybody actually wants to see him with the belt?
Nah.
No. We would rather a lazy Derek Lewis with the title because he's entertaining, and he's more than just entertaining in the cage. He's entertaining on the mic. Yeah, he's entertaining on social media.
Yes.
Curtis Blades is the epitome of boring. We cannot collect a bunch of lay and pray point fighters as champions because the pay-per-views cost too much money for that.
And they're only going to get more expensive.
It's only going to get more expensive. Jake Miller says the fact fans have to choose between O'Malley with a sex position tattooed on his face and a man who kisses his opponent is sad. Well, actually, he put that tattoo on his face for the rapper that snitched on his gang. So it's actually worse, Jake Miller, than you think. Seditionalist says they should dedicate half the prize money to the most entertaining victory. I mean, they do have performance bonuses and stuff, yeah. But the thing is, the more entertaining fights were not even on the main card.
Yeah, they weren't on the main card.
That's crazy.
Prelims. And
how many times do I say, wow, I hope these girls actually make it worth watching these fights. And then the chick,
brutal.
Yo, then she gets her face torn in half.
That was they were the featured prelim, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they really worked that spot. That was excellent. If you are on as featured prelim, fucking shine. And they did. And they bled.
Yeah. One of them bled.
Yes.
One of the things that I thought, shifting gears, guys, if you want to talk about Aldana and her opponent, let me make sure I got the opponent's name right because I want to give her the respect that she deserves. Let's look at this fight card again. Yes, Norma Dumont versus Irene Aldana, right? One of the things, I mean, obviously Norma's thighs are just, oh man.
They weren't saving lives that night.
Ooh, man. I just thought that it was ultra savage for her to open up a cut with an accidental headbutt and just kept punching that shit. That was crazy to me. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, we've talked about this before, and I know that you're a proponent of this, is when somebody does damage in a certain way, it's like, yo, target that shit.
Yeah, it's the easy target. Yeah. We say that about the leg kicks all the time.
Right.
Like, I mean, minus the blood, but I'm like, they're injured.
Yo.
Keep injuring them.
Yeah.
There.
Yo, I have to say, some of my favorite knockouts are when they just chop their fucking leg off. Like, and you see them and they fall to the ground like, help, I'm falling and I can't get up.
Oh, it's a Dan's comment.
Oh, yeah. See, Dan understands. Dan understands.
But she's fucking tough. That lady's fucking tough.
Aldana wanted a lightning bolt tattoo as a kid. Now she has one on her face. Yeah, I mean, she does. Yeah.
She was just wiping away the blood as her face is falling off, and she's like, just fucking go.
But the thing is, I don't think that she knew that her face was falling off because even when the cut was about an inch long, that blood just kept pouring, and Norma just kept punching it, man.
I know, but as it is opening, she was just like, let's continue fighting. She doesn't know how bad it is.
She just
so
kept punching.
fucking tough.
And the thing is,
tough
Norma
lady.
would miss and then cut the other skin on her eyebrow.
No, but then, like you said before, that she had the.
That's what I'm saying.
cut
Yeah, she had a cut. She had a
Anywhere
crazy.
she hit is
But
going
also,
to,
did you see that her whole eyebrow was open?
Yeah, because then she had the cut
Yeah,
over here.
that's what I'm saying. Like she kept trying to hit the cut and miss and create
She
another
was
cut.
just trying to remove
Yeah.
the right side of her face.
She was trying to turn her into Jigsaw.
Or like the villain in Marvel in Captain America, and he takes his face off.
Oh, you're talking about the Red Skull.
Yes.
But I think Jigsaw is better because of what happened. Like his face actually got, and then like they started trying to stitch.
Well,
that.
we've been watching a lot of Marvel, so
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
fresh in my mind.
Yeah, that's true. I just thought that was just so crazy. Speaking of ladies, you guys know how much I despise ring girls.
Oh yeah.
However,
Hair and makeup deserves an award.
those women were almost the MVPs of the event.
That hair and makeup department for that event.
Yeah, that
So-
was, oh my God. He said face off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. Those ring girls.
And then it's hair and makeup throughout the entire week. The weekend. It wasn't just the day of, because they also had really nice hair and makeup for the face off.
Right. Well, we'll get to that in a second. The ladies. I think. I'm trying to get you to go one. I'm trying to go.
I spit this out by accident.
Right.
Give me a moment.
All right. Stop reading the chat for a second.
Sorry.
We'll get to that.
I'm sorry.
Because we really
Jumping ahead, Jake.
We actually do have to literally give these women their we have to give these women their flowers.
Yeah.
I think they rotated out maybe like 3 pairs of ladies because the intricacy of the outfits and the costumes and the face paint.
Yeah.
There's no way that these women were like running to the back, hurry up and like strip all the stuff off and then put the stuff back on.
No, yeah, there was a rotation. They still had to do it quickly, but there was a rotation.
Yeah, I think there was a rotation. I could not have been more enthralled by the ceremonial and decorative beauty of women, especially in makeup. You know how much I despise makeup. But you know the caveat. You know, we've talked about this in the past about like, you know, women that walk around with masks on their face every day, they're very off-putting. But when you actually have a very specific, like I remember one time for one of the fall events, you did this whole thing where you got dressed up as something and you had like the whole face paint thing. I think you made up your face. You were going somewhere with your sisters or whatever.
I don't remember. Probably.
But like I've seen that photo somewhat recently, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Obviously, you don't wear makeup day to day, but when it came down to like actually doing the thing, or when we went to my client's
specific event,
right,
yes.
for the specificness of the makeup and the face paint and the I thought it was very tastefully sexy. I think that the ring girls, that is the way to do it if you're gonna do it, right? They weren't scantily clad, they were tastefully sexy. The history of Mexico was tastefully and respectfully and sexily represented. I've never seen an event where they infuse women into it for somewhat sexual purposes, and it actually did not piss me off. It went far in the opposite direction.
It was great. Like I said, award to the hair and makeup crew, because the turnaround time, even with them cycling through or having probably up to 6 ring girls, we're just gonna guess that it was about 6 ring girls. That's still a quick turnaround time to having the perfect makeup ready for screen.
Yeah.
And having the costumes done, and that's great work by them. They looked awesome.
Yeah, I have to really agree. That was like they really added to the ambiance of this ridiculous screen. It was pageantry. It wasn't your Neanderthal barbarian violence, titties, fake titties, violence, fake titties, violence. It wasn't like that at all. It was like, it was so tasteful and expansive. It was, to me, it was really respectful and tasteful and sexy at the same time. And it shows you don't have to walk around naked with fake body parts in order to captivate people's attention with your looks. So that I cannot say enough good things about that.
Yeah, that was money well spent, because I'm sure a large part of the budget goes also to costume and makeup. Money well spent, on top of the money spent on the graphics, which that was excellent.
And it looks like they hired Mexican women also to do this event. I cannot tell you how impressed I was. Keeping along the theme of the ladies, we need to talk about the fact that for whatever reason, 2 women decided that they were going to talk to each other about alternative forms of fuel.
Do you mean, as Jake is mentioning, the Crunchwrap Supreme?
Ow, my taco.
I really forgot that happened. Oh, yeah.
Yasmin Waregi versus Ketlin Souza. Waregi was the feminine woman, and Ketlin is the one that really wants to be a man, but
taco kicks hurt.
Like she was reminded she's not a man.
Oh boy.
I'm about to be super disrespectful.
We're 45 minutes in. It's okay. We're not getting canceled.
I think that she handled the taco kick worse because nobody's really been pounding that area on a regular basis for her to have any kind of stamina for getting pounded in that area. And Waregi is like, listen,
we are.
It hurts, but I can take it.
We're inching towards a members only commentary here. Some Patreon shit. All right.
I'm just saying, though.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, like, that was. I mean, they got bumped in the taco, and
one was a revenge taco.
Yeah. It kind of looked like that a little bit, but it seemed like the more feminine woman, took the pounding a little bit better than the wannabe man.
So anyway, next fight.
I mean, if anybody in the comments wants to,
oh God.
Jake Miller says DDP is the best champion in terms of attacking the sub at all times with no defense even being an option. DDP is about as boring as any of these other fighters. I cannot understand how he became champion and how he remained champion. And the thing is, like, I was very critical about how he fought Israel Adesanya for most of that fight. And there was one content creator, and I want to address this because I think that you guys should see it. I hope that the audio is right when I try to go through this, but
building while we fly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a quick. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go to this guy's channel, Mojahed of Food Dailat, and I want to show you guys something. About when it came to that fight with DDP, because yeah, this was when DDP beat Adesanya, so I gotta find that cartoon.
Was that a month ago? How long ago was that?
Yeah, that was like in that month. Shit, man.
Okay, a little further back. Was it before or after the Alex versus what's his face fight?
I think the Alex fight happened first.
No, we're not seeing it. Go a little further back. It might be more than a month ago.
When Adesanya lost? I thought that was... No, because Johnny Walker got knocked out. I know that Bilal just won. And... Nah, so yeah, it was up here. I'm looking for the one where DDP beat Adesanya.
Making the walk. Hello.
Making the walk is here. What's up? I think Bilal Muhammad is away. So let me kind of let people know. Making the Walk MMA says, "What's up, y'all? I hear what you're saying on DDP. I agree. Who do you rate higher as far as skills, DDP or Bilal? Bilal Muhammad leaps and bounds. It's not even. It's not even. It's not even. Just. Yeah, it's definitely more.
Is it that one? Strickland will fight Dricus and Adesanya winner? Oh, right there.
Okay. I found it. Okay, so, I want to kind of show you guys something real quick.
It was the Toucan Screecher. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know if the audio was gonna play, but I did. It's not what I wanted. I did want to show you guys this because I.
You want to drop the link in the chat just in case?
Yeah. Why not? Copy.
Just in case the audio doesn't work for us, as we're learning things the hard way.
Yeah, but I do want you guys to see this here. So, yeah, check this out.
Nah.
Hold on.
There's no audio.
Let me see. There's no sound here. Desktop audio is not. Video capture. Oh, it was supposed to be the screen. The screen. The window capture is supposed to be. Let me see something. Nope. It's supposed to also, it's supposed to give the sound as well.
Yeah, we just pause it for right now just to make sure that we get audio.
Yeah. Because I do want you guys to see this, obviously.
Well, you see where it says desktop audio and there's no device selected? Would it be the censored digital audio?
No. No, it wouldn't be that. collab cam, video capture, media file.
No, it's the green and black. That's the background.
Oh, yeah, we needed the whatever the other media file was. That's what it was. Desktop audio. Obviously, I wanted the this monitor. Oh, right here. Maybe this will work.
Goat.
All right, let's see.
Hey, Goat. And
Hey,
David.
what up, Goat?
All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see if we get the audio here. No, nope, not yet.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second. Nope.
And the thing is, I'm not even hearing it through here either, which is weird.
Try one more time.
Usually.
Dan says, Goat is here. Is that you, Jones?
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's weird. I'm not even getting any audio in it was muted. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So I had a site muted thing. All right, let's see if this is. Oh yes, additionally said the tab. Thank you.
I'm happy I took the time off I needed. I just want to show you guys how great I am. I'm Israel Adesanya, and I'll remind you guys that I'm the last stylebender. The belt, I'm coming for your head.
I'm not gonna defend my belt. That belt is given. That's nobody's belt. And I'm willing to die and take a life for this belt. First opportunity I get to get a finish, I'm going for it. Am I looking for a finish? Absolutely. It doesn't present itself. I'll make it happen.
Let's go! Let's go! Ah! I manifested this! I manifested this!
El Topo!
I came in here to die for this belt, but here I am, and still champion, baby!
So now, when the fight was going on, right? I was very, very clear in my criticisms of DDP, and the whole time, I'm saying, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? The whole time.
It present itself. I'll make it happen.
He just kept doing. And the funny thing is, in Mojahed's other videos after he beat Adesanya,
Yeah.
when he puts DDP in there, he actually has it look worse, because it was worse than what he put in this cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
He had his head down and was doing this, and I was. And when the fight was going on, I was saying to myself, what the is this? Now, there is a little bit of genius to what DDP did, but I don't have to like it, right? Like, his head was down and he's just swinging, you know. Mm-hmm. He looked like a 5-year-old, mm-hmm. right? Trying to stand up against a bully, and but doesn't want to get hit in the face, right?
You're a 5-year-old who doesn't want to put his shirt on.
Yeah, like, I just did not understand why. I just didn't understand. Like, how did he win that fight? Mm-hmm. And people are saying that Izzy's cooked and all of that. I don't think he's cooked. I just think that he fought really stupidly and really emotionally. And I think DDP beat him mentally during the pre-fight press conference. That's where Izzy lost the fight. And the thing is, I think Izzy, even if he would have lost the 5th round, he would have won 3 rounds to 2. I don't know if anybody disagrees with that in the comments, but I was very surprised. And then, like, the way that DDP was striking, it looked awful. DDP looks like he doesn't belong in the UFC, but he's got the belt and he's defended it, and I just don't understand how or why. And it's like, oh, there was actually, it's pretty funny. I'm going to put up an article for you guys. Because it was something that Chimaev said about...
You remember what the website?
I'm trying to figure out... Because the thing that he said about DDP, I was like, this is really... I said, this is really, really savage.
Jay says that.
Oh, I got it. So, yeah, I'm going to put this up for y'all.
Wait, hold on. X that out first.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying. Thank you. So, yeah, let's... All right, so I want you guys to see this because I thought that this was so savage, but I think that Chimaev might actually have a point. So I'm just gonna skip right to the quote. This is what Chimaev had to say, and I want you guys' opinion on this. This is his peak now. You could say that Dricus is a bad version of me. I'll be back soon, and I'll take him down. For me, Dricus is much more convenient than other fighters. Sean Strickland gets up well, and Dricus, he's a wrestler but more physical. We have the technique, wrestling, and counter wrestling to take him down and hold him, and he knows it himself. That's why he is silent about me. And then he, before he said, we need to get that title back for the normal people, man. This gay champion has the belt. What? Oh my God, man. Like that. I'm sorry. That's some crazy shit, yo.
You do have a question there.
Yeah, let's get to the comments. Banner says the faceplant to ankle pick was elite from DDP. I guess so. The fact Izzy lost is ridiculous. Sloppy mistakes. He was ultra omega sloppy, and I think his sloppiness came from his emotional state in the cage. He was not emotionally composed in the cage at all. Banner says time is undefeated, and I think Izzy has had his day. I don't think so. I just think that he got too emotional.
And his parents were ringside too,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Have they been ringside in the past?
I've never
the first fight?
No, I've never seen.
Well, that would probably add to his emotional state.
Yeah, I think he had the women of his family there, sitting there in the first row during the pre-fight presser.
And during the fight itself. Yeah, well, when a comment was made about his family, and then he got.
He got really emotional. So
they probably shouldn't be attending your fights.
Yeah. JL says hopefully Izzy goes on a couple fight win streak. Nasruddin, Allen winner, then winner of Robert and Hamzat Chimaev. I don't think that that's what's going to happen. I think that the winner of Chimaev and Whitaker will face DDP for the belt. That's the next one up. Who you got, Hamzat or Whitaker? Man, I really don't want either of those fighters to lose. We've talked about this in the past. Goat wasn't here for it. These are two fighters I don't want to see lose. You know how much I love Robert Whitaker. He has a very high sportsmanship, very classy. His personal ethics second to none. So I just don't want to see him lose. I just don't. But I also don't want to see Chimaev lose because he's too damn entertaining.
Right.
If I have to really be honest, I think Chimaev has a much better shot of beating DDP than Whitaker, but Whitaker does do a really good job in rematches. So I have to give him that respect.
I'd like to see Whitaker fight him.
But the thing is, one of them has to lose, and that's the issue. Obviously, it's a very entertaining fight for me, but I'm just going to be super nervous because I don't want to see either one of them lose. So yeah, Whitaker, and the thing is, like, you know, according to a David Banner, Whitaker has had his day, but Whitaker has gotten better, at least tactically.
Right.
You know, the problem with Whitaker is that I think that his jaw is gone. I think his chin is gone. Not gone like a Luke Shatterjaw. Not like him.
Yeah.
But I think that once Israel Adesanya knocked him out, it made it easier for then DDP to knock him out. And remember, every time you get knocked out,
It's easier to get again.
your brain is going to be quicker and quicker to shut off every time there's trauma. So I just don't want to see Whitaker lose, but I also don't want to see Chimaev lose. So that's a difficult fight for me. Banner says Khamzat hasn't beaten a ranked opponent at 185. That is true. But defeating a 170 champion at 185 does give him some, because he beat a top 10 guy in Burns. To be honest with you, I think that the Burns fight should have been scored a draw.
Okay.
I think that if there is any fight, any MMA fight that should really be scored a draw, there's two of them. O'Malley versus Petr Yan should have been a draw. And Chimaev versus Burns. That should have been a draw. And the thing is, Burns, I think that was kind of like Burns' Super Bowl. For him, that was his title fight. DDP and Strickland a draw? No, I thought DDP actually won. It was a close fight, but I thought that DDP did enough to get his hand raised in that fight. But yeah, O'Malley and Petr Yan should have been a draw, and Chimaev and Burns should have been a draw. It got pretty hairy for Chimaev in his last fight versus Usman, but people don't understand that he broke his hand in the first round.
Right.
So he was still throwing that hand, but he was never really going to be effective. And I think that he did enough of a good job to hide the fact that he broke his hand. Because Usman is a really intelligent fighter, and if he thinks that you're weak, he's going to step it up. And he just never did, because he always thought Chimaev was going to be dangerous, and he held back.
Right.
So even though Usman did perform better as the fight went along, I think that if he realized that Chimaev had a broken hand earlier, then he would have done enough to finish that fight, right? And it wouldn't be because Usman is a better fighter than Chimaev, because Chimaev broke his hand,
Right.
you know? So obviously, when you look at Chimaev, you see a guy that is vulnerable. But it's nice to see a guy keep his undefeated streak and look somewhat. And that's why you got to give so much respect to Khabib. Khabib was never in trouble. Never a broken hand. Didn't lose 2 rounds in any fight in his entire professional career. You know, and they don't want to give him respect, which is kind of crazy. But I think that Whitaker has a better chance of beating DDP in a second fight than in the first fight, but that Chimaev has a much better chance of beating DDP between the two of them, regardless of the version of Whitaker. And I say this as a massive fan of Whitaker. So
I just would like to see Whitaker get a nice big win.
yeah, I mean, he's been getting big wins.
You know.
He just didn't get them against Izzy. But and you guys have heard me say this before, I do believe that even though the last fight that Whitaker had with Adesanya looked like the better fighter, by the unified rules of MMA, I saw Whitaker actually win 3 rounds to 2. So I thought that Whitaker should have gotten the title change there. But he just didn't get the nod with the judges. I do believe that Whitaker looked like the better stylistic fighter. He looked like the better fighter, but I had him losing that fight.
Okay.
So, we got some future fights. You guys are talking about some of the future fights. Are there any fights that are coming up that you are looking forward to seeing?
No. Not off the top of my head. No, I don't even really know what's coming up. Like, nothing stands out.
So let's go to the Google.
To the chat.
Yeah, also, yeah.
Fights that are coming up for the remainder of 2024. Which one are you looking forward to? Right here, schedule 2024.
Okay. Okay, so let's put this up.
2cam screen share.
Thank you. All right, so let's look this up real quick.
Zoom.
The next card, which is next weekend, which we will be doing in another country.
In Deutschland.
Why'd you have to say it all racist? Like?
That's how they say it. Germany.
Are you reading Mein Kampf as well? Like what's going
That's
on?
what Duolingo told me to say, okay? Don't get on me. That's what Duolingo
What if they told you to
said.
start heiling? You gonna do that too?
Get it all out now. I'm saying the States, okay? So once we go across the pond.
Oh, Dan Jensen says 999.
When I saw that, I thought it was Joy Walking typing that. Because she's been saying that here at home.
Oh man, we have to watch Inglourious Bastards again, just for that.
We'll watch it before we leave.
Okay. Okay, so we've got Moicano versus Saint Denis. Since it starts at 12 p.m., that means it'll start at 6 p.m. for
6 p.m.,
us.
yeah.
And the main card will start at 3 p.m., will be 9 p.m. So, I mean, it'll end, close to midnight. It won't be too bad. She will not be sticking around for the entire fight card because...
Gotta run the Berlin Marathon. And then happy birthday to me. Oh, wait. That reminds me. Jay, didn't your birthday just pass? Was it this past Wednesday? Happy birthday. But yeah. I'll stay up probably... I'll be able to catch most of... participate in most of the stream. It's probably going to be around 10 or 11 that local time that I'll start to wind down. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But looking at the list, there's no fights where I'm just like, woo, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, for next weekend?
Nah.
Well, on the main card here, I want to see Brian Battle back in action.
Mm-hmm.
William Gomez. I mean, this might be contender for fight of the night. William Gomez versus Joanderson Brito. That might be my dark horse pick for fight of the night. Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint Denis is probably going to end up getting fight of the night if there's not an early finish here.
Mm-hmm.
But Brendan Allen versus Nasruddin Imavov is a very important fight. I think any title aspirations that either one of them will ever have will come with a win in this fight, and all your dreams being dashed for the rest of your career happens as a result of losing this fight. So this is a really important fight at middleweight. This is going to be a bomb burner. I think both of these guys are out of the title picture at 155 going forward. But I really want to see what William Gomez is going to end up being And Brito obviously is a really entertaining fighter. On the prelim of this card, I don't really care at this point. I mean, one of them may actually make me care, but yeah. UFC 307, Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira. So, I did talk to you about this when I was in the gym earlier.
Okay.
Very interesting situation with Khalil Roundtree's camp. Talking a lot about who's going to shoot the first takedown, because obviously this is supposed to be a kickboxing affair, and everybody is like, I don't think anybody thought that Khalil Roundtree actually deserved a title shot. He's coming off of a PED suspension, an accidental PED ingestion suspension, but still a PED suspension nonetheless. Khalil Roundtree, in my opinion, has not exhibited the reliable performance metrics to warrant a title shot at this stage in his career. I would think that, I mean, we've had guys go like the guy that's fighting Michael Chandler coming up, Charlie Olives, Oliveira. The dude had to win like 12 straight fights before he got a shot at the title. Khalil Roundtree is not deserving of a title. And as much as I have much respect as I have for Alex Pereira, I like chaos. I love chaos.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how many fights Pereira has had this year. Is this his 4th fight this calendar year?
Well,
Dude he's fought a lot this year.
Well, let's I want to see if that is actually true.
Just scroll up with 307 instead.
Oh, the only thing I have to do is do that. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so
he has had 2 fights so far.
This calendar year, but November 2023 is kind of close to 2024.
Yeah.
When he.
So then, within the past 12 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And he's winning.
Yeah, he's winning. And the thing is, everybody wants to count out Israel Adesanya. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. Look at who his losses to. The guy that everybody wants to throw away. Banner says this is the UFC giving Alex a layup for saving 3 events in the past year. So in the past calendar year.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past calendar year. I mean, I think the first Yuri event was not a save. I don't think that the Jamal Hill was a save. Well, it was kind of a save in that they needed to make sure that they had a good lineup for 300, but then he saved 303. 303 was going to be a shit show, and he saved 303. So, he's been a very willing fighter. Probably one of the more active champions we've seen in a long time, So, I just think that was, that's really cool.
4 fights in 2 different weight classes.
Yeah, and then you're talking about going to heavyweight and all of that too. So, I think it's gonna be really cool. We have Brandon Royval versus Tatsuto Taira, 2 fighters I don't want to see lose.
You want to put it back up?
But I do think that it's going to be, they're going to be the next contender at 125. Grant Dawson is always cool to watch. Corey McKenna still looks like she's 14 years old, fighting one of the prettier women in Polyana Viana. So we'll get a little bit of eye candy, us guys, for that. They need to put more fights on this card.
Yeah, it's still early
Yeah,
though.
it is. Yeah.
They're probably gonna put some more. But
Oh, we got WCA versus Chris Barnett. This is not the best fight to watch. But the little fat bowling ball versus the guy that's still trying to throw
the baseball
baseballs.
player.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be...
It's gonna be weird.
That's going to be a weird-ass fight.
Entertaining.
Yeah. Nico Price fighting again versus the Rocks boy, Themba Garimbo. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if CJ Vergara is actually going to make weight at 125. That's going to be very, very interesting. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Michelle Fajeda. That is not going to be as entertaining as the names would suggest. I think that...
we have terrible hair on that fight card too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got Rob Font versus... Well, Kyler Phillips, you know. Charles Johnson is going to, you know, get a weird win that we don't think that he's supposed to get. So, you know... oh, my God. Darren Elkins gets another fight. Oh my God. Mateus Nicolau. That will be a fight to watch to see if he's going to take the next step in his career. And UFC 308. Yeah, we got, you know, so some really funny things coming. Obviously, this is a massive fight card. I mean, look at the names on this card.
Yeah, I'd probably say so far of the ones we've seen, this one has me the most interested. Because the other ones, I'm like, I'm not really excited for any of the fighters, but I hope that they surprise me and put on a great show. But this one, as far as the names go, I'm like, oh, okay.
I think this one is going to be in Abu Dhabi because
It's an early one.
Yeah, and you're also seeing names like we've got Bullet again. We got Bullet on the fight card. We've got Ankles on the fight card. We got Russia on the fight card. And you know how it's really difficult, you know, because of geopolitical issues for certain fighters to get visas to come into the country. But this fight card right here is almost UFC 300 quality fight card on paper.
Yeah.
I do want to go back and point out that this fight between Aljamain Sterling and Movsar Evloev is off. This fight is not happening. Aljamain Sterling suffered an injury in the fight camp, and he did not recover quick enough for the UFC to be comfortable putting him in the fight card. So someone else, he said, thank God, someone else is going to be stepping in his place. So I did want to make sure that
That's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland might be fighting tonight, depending on which version of Kevin Holland shows up.
Yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to make sure that I kind of covered that. This main card is nasty. Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. Jeff Neal versus RDA. Mateusz Rebecki versus Mikterbek Orobai. He was actually pretty entertaining to watch for at least one round. Abuz Magomedov versus Bruno Fajeda. I don't know. That could be a good fight. Kennedy Njeku versus Justin Tafa. Hopefully that fight ends early. I would rather watch fight packs than watch these guys huff and puff to the 15-minute bell. Renat Fakhretdinov versus Nursultan Ruzabov. That should be a very good fight. That should be a very good fight. So this fight card for UFC 308, you know, it's looking pretty good in my opinion.
I mean, it is a double UFC for October, but at least the last card Seems like it'll be worth it.
I mean, even 307 looks like a really good card too, for the most part. They're gonna have to find a replacement, and we don't really care about women's bantamweight. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, Pena. Let's just face it; she's just not hot enough to keep our attention. And Raquel Pennington wishes she was a man. So, for how we do on TSP, not really. But this Caitlin Vieira versus Kayla Harrison, we're gonna see Kayla Harrison destroy Caitlin and then go right for a title shot. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be a bludgeoning. This is gonna be bad. I don't even know why Vieira signed the contract. I don't understand why she would even do that. But whatever. Somebody's got to sign a contract so that Kayla can march toward the belt. What's on the prelim here? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. That I forgot that this was happening. Oh, so they're putting Tisha Torres and Raquel Pennington on the same card. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. A note here, Carla Esparza has already announced that she is retiring from MMA. So it's really not a big deal, except that she held the belt because she refused to fight just slightly less than her opponent, and that was enough to make her a former champion.
Right.
But Esparza will leave with a 21-7 or a 20-8 record, and you know, she'll probably try to talk on the microphone a long time.
Probably.
But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. I think that Joaquin Buckley is going to get tactically dismantled. Mm-hmm. And I hate to see it for him, because as much as Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is probably one of my top 3 favorite MMA fighters of all time, mm-hmm. his career is not going anywhere at this point.
He was on the same card as his buddy, right? His buddy's in the main. Go down. No, scroll down.
No,
yeah, Holland.
No, that's the guy that he fought last. Well, one of the last wins he got.
I know, but they, you know, before the fight, they had this sort of like leading up to the fight friendship that I thought was really fun.
Well, I mean, you know,
nice.
Everybody knows that
respectful.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is one of the great human beings on planet Earth, period, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, like, I just... Kevin Holland recognizes, you know, a good man standing in front of him, mm-hmm. where he doesn't have to talk shit about the man's character. Let's just go in there and fight. And then Stephen Wonderboy Thompson kicked him until he broke his arm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, leading up to the fight, it seemed like a couple of bros that were just like, "Hey, what are you doing on Saturday?" "I don't know. What are you doing?" "Oh, let's get into a fight." "Okay, cool. And we'll get beers after."
Now, one of the things that we should kind of watch a little bit. Uh-huh. Is that Joaquin Buckley and Kevin Holland do not like each other, and they're on the same card again. Mm-hmm. And there was some shit popping off the last time they were on the same card but didn't fight each other. So I want to see if Joaquin Buckley has grown up a little bit, because we know Holland hasn't. He's going to talk with his big mouth, right?
Yes.
That's going to be a very interesting non-fight thing going on there. Jose Aldo is coming out of retirement to fight Mario Bautista. I know that Jose Aldo is a legend. I don't want to see him fight anymore. I think that he should just give it up, stop it.
Yeah, I think once you've already announced your retirement, just stay retired.
Yeah. I mean,
because then if you lose, it's even worse.
I mean, but even if you win, I mean, are you gonna win like the Bulldog guy that basically just started, the Russian guy, he just started point fighting everybody to death, before he lost, and Dana was just like, yeah, I'm just not gonna put you on any more fight cards,
right.
You know. Arlovsky, Andrei Arlovsky. Like, Andrei Arlovsky hung on to paychecks in the UFC, And I think that he was getting 6 figures per fight, which is why he hung on. And he just fucking point fighted people to death at heavyweight. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch that. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. But I just don't want to see Jose Aldo fight anymore because I don't want to see anything bad happen to him. You know? And Mario Bautista is nobody's bitch. So, I just... You know, and the thing is, we became MMA fights after the legendary career of Jose Aldo.
Right.
So we don't really have a really great understanding for how great he was. The only thing that we saw is that Connor played Matador in the first 15 seconds of the fight. And he just, you know, like that's our lasting image of Jose Aldo. So, but yeah. We just kind of wanted to talk about some of the things that are coming up in the UFC. Oh, I did want to mention the whole thing with Max and the annoying guy. Ilia Topuria. I did want to mention that. Max Holloway had some really funny things to say about... He had some really funny things to say about I'm gonna leave this off on this, and then anybody in the comments, if there are any other stories you want us to cover, we'll cover it, right? I really hate these ads that are just like bombard the fucking screen. Good God. And there's like no way to like click it off. It's just, we're throwing this in your face. Like, how do you click this off?
Zoom out for a second.
Yeah, that was awful. Oh my God, another fucking commercial. Anyway, let's try to get past this. So there was a really interesting some comments that Holloway made, because the thing is, Ilia Topuria is extremely unlikable.
What happened?
We'll cover that at the end. Holloway said after the UFC 300 moment, the camera that's on him and the dude is just, he's him. He's himself. He's an odd fella, I would say. I just noticed yesterday some people were tagging me on Twitter that he commented on one of my Instagram posts saying, "Let's go, Max. I think he's a fan of me. And I think he can't deny it. I think deep down inside, he's really cheering for me, which is kind of weird, but he's an odd fella for sure." What showed, or what did I say, or what did I do to show that he's under my skin? That's news to me. That's funny. Nobody can really get under my skin. At the end of the day, if we wasn't fighting, if we didn't have a fight book, I'd be kind of annoyed just because we don't have a fight book. But at the end of the day, we're booked October 26th. I get to punch you in the face, kick you, hit you. I get to fight you. So why would I be mad about whatever he's doing? The guy is writing checks right now that his body might not be able to cash. The greatest thing ever is we get to find out October 26th. Yikes. So I definitely want to get your guys' opinion on that. Because I think that it's a real question, you know, how will this fight go? Because Ilia Topuria is about as skilled a boxer as anybody has come to the level of Max Holloway. Topuria also brings some really good grappling. So usually for most guys, you know, they're a king in one and a jack in the other, right? Or, you know, they're a queen in both. But it really does look like Topuria, as annoying as he is, he just kind of seems like who has the formula to beat him? And some people do think it's Max.
We'll see. Who is Dan talking about?
I'd have to look because he was talking about somebody who was on the prelims. Who's called
Lazy Boy Rodriguez. Ronaldo Rodriguez.
Yeah, let's see.
His wiki should already be there.
In the search, let's see.
I'll just do Ronaldo Rodriguez wiki. I'm gonna bring it up.
It shows up in Spanish. Okay. Alright, so let's pull them up on the screen and we can discuss it, Dan, before we get out of here. Let's look. UFC career debut fight was this year. He got a second round submission versus Denise Bondar. And then he faced Ode Osborne and won versus unanimous decision. Yeah, it's not really here. But we'll go back to Google. I didn't really love that fight. But, again, Ode Osborne has just been a very frustrating fighter to watch, in my opinion. Yeah, I just found it to be I found that to be a very not really a great fight to watch, in my opinion. I mean, he does look a little weird, but
Just got a weird smile.
yeah,
And his lip kind of like curls in. As
yeah,
if
so you
he's
see
had
a lot of his gums.
lip injections. No, but it's the way it sinks in. It almost looks like he's had lip injection. Just got a weird smile.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna put a lot of stock in that, but I don't know. I didn't really love that fight. But Ode Osborne is just another fighter that I'm just very disappointed by, like how his career's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going to be a lot better than he ended up being. Maybe that's my fault. Or maybe I just wanted him to be better than he was. I don't know. But yeah, the dude is just not. So we got some good fights coming up. We will be hosting Filthy Casual MMA Watch Party number 138.
138. This is 137.
Well, we'll be doing it a lot closer to Dan Jensen.
Much closer to Dan. We'll wave to you from Berlin.
Yeah.
Yes. Still have to figure out how we're gonna set up that stream, or if we're just gonna stream straight to YouTube. Because we don't have StreamYard.
No, but
Streamlabs.
but we might have to. We can download it and then put the account on the laptop.
So we're gonna thank you guys in advance.
Yeah.
For your patience with us.
Yeah, because
next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be
as we set up the stream.
Yeah. Midmo says, glad you guys had a stream today to listen to, despite there being no fights. I really do appreciate that, Midmo.
Thank you guys for popping in.
Yeah,
we always very last minute, like, surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker. Burgers and fries, motherfucker. Office supplies, motherfucker.
Oh, God. There it goes. If my sister was here, they just would have been, like, bouncing back and forth, and I would have left the room. Gracious.
Yeah. I got the great idea to do this for you guys while preparing to punish my hamstrings with the leg curl, the seated leg curl, and then hit the deadlift after that. So I had a pretty crazy leg day today, and I was just like, you know what? It would be nice if we did a filthy casual. They're not expecting it. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that you guys I got that. Midmo says, I might be around a little less. Not sure right now. I said earlier I got a new job, and it's going to change my schedule a bit. But we love you anyway, Midmo.
Congrats again on the new job, man.
A-Rod says, Snickers or Twix?
Snickers.
Yeah, I probably
Snickers.
I'd probably have to say that. Yeah.
Everyone else in the chat, Snickers or Twix?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna come at it from the perspective of, if you want to get like dirty protein, and like if you want to get your macros in a weird way, you can add Snickers to your diet depending on what kind of like training you're doing and what time of the day you choose to eat it. And you know you get the Midmo's crazy. Midmo says, but if I had to choose
that was
Twix,
so aggressive.
it would be the right Twix. Take the left one and shove it.
Oh God! Or I just read it very aggressive.
Well, Kayla would probably shove it in her own mouth. So
anyway,
at least we know Midmo's willing to share, right?
I love Snickers though.
Yeah, but like depending on what time you eat the Snickers, like if you eat the Snickers right after you finish training, or you eat the Snickers right before you start training, that could be like a really useful way to keep your blood sugar at a good level. You get a little bit of amino acids from and healthy fats from the peanuts.
Yeah.
So
that's something that they would have like at an ultra marathon at an aid station.
Is that where you get AIDS from? The aid station?
Yes.
Stay away from the aid station, y'all.
So when
Houston, Texas.
Well, 15 hours of upstate New York. But they had M&Ms at the aid stations when I was there. It was Fig Newtons, M&Ms, Oreos. There were probably Snickers and other types of candies, but I went with the mushier ones so that I wouldn't get stomach cramps.
Right. Yeah. But if you train like me,
just for joy.
Yeah, but I mean, you're an endurance athlete. You don't want anything heavy on your stomach, right?
Yeah, well, the texture of the food is very important when I am doing those activities. Some people can have a Snickers and continue to run, and they're completely fine.
Yeah, I'd probably be one of those.
I cannot. Anything that my gut has to do a little more work to break down and digest gives me stomach cramps during a race.
Right.
Anyway, sorry for the segue. But.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. So Snickers. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give you guys a stream today. I was just like, you know what? And we were over here debating, what should we call it? Just call it Filthy Casual MMA Podcast? I was like, no, call it 137, because again, we're kind of trying to keep the... And the thing is, we
should do a behind the scenes bit.
Yeah.
Of all the debating. We're going to do this. No, the thumbnail should be this.
Yeah.
And then thing 2 is standing on the background like, just give me a fucking picture.
So yeah, it's gonna end up being pretty cool in the end. So I was really happy to be able to bring you guys something before we go and enjoy the rest of our evening. We will be back, and we will be giving you a show from Berlin, Germany. That's gonna be a really cool thing. I can't wait to go to the gym out there. We also did the rental car thing. We already set that up today.
Yes, rental car is done. So first time driving in another country.
Yeah, there's also gonna be your first time driving a sedan. Well, no, you've driven cheap cars before.
Yeah.
But nice 5 Series Beamer.
A nice sedan, yeah.
You know,
the last one I drove was a hatchback that I think I rented it to go for
to New Jersey.
A Spartan race, and I had rented it because I was expecting to get extremely muddy.
Yeah.
So.
And you didn't want to do that in the Mercedes Benz.
Not in the Mercedes.
Yeah. So. All right. This was a success in my opinion. Thank you to all the list of the usual suspects. Thanks to A-Rod for coming in randomly with the snack question.
That's
we
a
try
very
to.
important question.
Yeah, we try to, make sure that the stream is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the comment section down below, if you're watching this 100-minute plus,
if you made it through the technical difficulties.
yeah. Definitely give some of
you.
your opinions down below in the comment section to the people in the live comments. I really do appreciate y'all.
Thanks, guys.
And I think that you guys are freaking awesome. But we're gonna get up out of here. Thank y'all so much, and we'll see you for UFC Fight Night next